recording?
Yeah, I just turn the cameras on, and then I wait for us to sort of just stare blankly for a few seconds, and then that's when the show starts.
It's great, because all the nails in my coffin I get out of my tire.
Yeah, welcome to David's Flat Tire Explosion Emporium, where his car breaks every 3 days. Whoever out there is knifing your tires, stop.
Yeah, just knife me and say, oh, I won't go there.
Oh, yeah. Oh God, the YouTube censors are already on us.
You have been demonetized.
We're not monetized enough. We got to get more people to watch. So share this video, turn it on, minimize the screen, watch something else. I don't care. Put it on, get some views. Like and subscribe. We put out some shorts recently, not the ones we're wearing.
Did you say like and subscribe?
Yeah.
So like follow werewolves?
Like oh, yeah, okay. Too. Also, yes, lycanthrope subscribe. Yep.
It's weird you went to mushrooms.
Well, how else do you think I do this show? Both Davids. This is going to be a trip. Speaking of doing a lot of heavy drugs, I don't know what we're going to talk about today. I don't know what kind of theme we could talk about at all. I'm very excited about this. This is whenever an AOS release happens, you're just kind of going to have to sit there where I'd be like, yeah. Although it's not the Stormcast release, so it's cool though. A lot of people love Skaven. I think they're neat. They're fun. It's good because this line there were some models in this line that were approaching 30 years old that were like, that was the model you had to play for this. So it's cool to see all this
almost old
stuff.
enough for a midlife crisis.
Yeah, almost old enough to start buying a Skaven army at that point.
Almost at the point, if they started 15 years ago, they might have finished the Skaven army.
They would have had it painted, yeah. So speaking of your pile of shame, or I guess we should do events first. We're going to do events first. That's the first thing on the sheet. I hold this up and it just reflects all the glare everywhere. So welcome to the show, The Rambles. I'm Zach.
I'm still David.
That's still David.
Week 4.
I don't know what's going on.
Someday it'll be evil David, and that's just a puppet.
One day we're gonna have the puppet just sit here, and I'm just gonna talk to it, and everyone's gonna that'll be my cry for help.
And that's when you warn us and don't just hit record.
I record everything.
I don't know what events we got.
So we have some events.
I see spooky.
Yeah. Well, so Friday, September 20th, which is what, tomorrow? Tomorrow, today, because you're watching this on Friday, we record. It's the only live show that's pre-recorded for you. So today is the Magic pre-release at Giga-Bites. It's actually the all-weekend thing for the new set, which I didn't write down the name of the set, even though Phil gave it to me. Duskmorn, yes. Yes,
I was told by a man in a horse holding a saw.
Yeah, that's what. Speaking of mushrooms, my goodness, it's a cool. I found out Phil told us about the lore of it, and I found out it's basically the whole house, the whole plane is a evil, spooky house that like opens doors and then drags in people and then tortures them.
Kind of cool. Is there a door mechanic on the cards?
It's neat. I think I'm like, Magic. Sometimes they run out of ideas a little bit, and sometimes I'm like, that's kind of a cool concept, So it's 80s-ish horror Cthulhu stuff with some magic.
I do like the 80s. I do come from then.
Yes, me too. I don't remember them though. I was 5 when they ended, so I don't know what happened. I'm over 90s.
Stranger Things. This is a documentary of the 80s.
Yeah, it's entirely accurate. Satanic Panic and everything.
If you take Stranger Things and Super 8, that's your 80s.
That's your whole 80s thing.
The whole 80s.
Oh, I remember Super 8.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. You haven't heard of that, probably. Go check it out. It was pretty cool.
I've never heard. It's like 15 years old.
Yeah. Oh, we're as far away from the 80s as the 80s was from World War II.
Oh my God.
Yep. Just ponder that. Just put that nugget in your brain for the rest of the day.
That means the 80s is perfectly aligned between 2 major world wars.
Yes. Wait. Uh-oh. If you're watching this on your vidcom from the future that you've pulled this tape out of what if we're the only thing that survives this show? You have no concept of technology.
People survive. They look and pick up and go, oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah. You know what? Could have happened to 2 worse. Yeah, so it's our responsibility to educate you, future person, as you fight
2020 was so bad. In 2024, they were eating cats and ducks.
They were. That's all we could do to survive. So after you finish your meal, you can also head out on Saturday. There's a D&D thing. I gotta learn how to write. It's the Horde of the Death Dragon. It is a module set where a necromancer has killed everyone in a dungeon and then covered it with mimics and then lured adventurers in so he can get more bones for doing necromancy stuff. That's pretty neat. So you can sign up online for that. It's a one-shot. Horde, yeah. Horde of the Death Dragon. Yeah, I
as in treasure.
Yes. Yeah, well, they're all treasures.
He's not a bone dragon for any other reason.
Hey! That's the show, everybody. Thanks for sharing. So, speaking of dead things, there's an X-Wing tournament. I say that as someone, I loved X-Wing. I played it a lot, and then they changed versions, and I just never got back into it again. But guess what? Even when a game system dies, like we said before, you don't have to stop playing. You can still keep playing the game. So
that is outrageous, sir. It is not an officially sanctioned game anymore. Therefore, it does not exist in my mind.
Oh, sorry. David has game object permanence. As soon as the rule system goes, he has to. Was it you that burned your army when Age of Sigmar came out? Were you that guy?
No, I just locked him in the closet for like 15 years.
And then waited?
Yeah.
And then they came back out.
I just said it was just a phase.
It is true.
AOS, I was proved right.
Yeah, AOS.
It was in fact just a phase for Warhammer.
It's definitely not doing well. Just looking at all table stuff.
I just mean the old world is back, is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I'm saying.
Yeah,
I heard that someone's going to build and paint me an army just so I play.
Uh-oh. Yeah, now you're called out. That's what happens when you corner me in the store. He didn't corner me, but when you talk to me in the store.
I don't know what happened, Jamie. I'll give you my goblins or my fancy lads, and you can like make them, the rest of them look pretty and give them back to me.
If I would love to, since we have the battle reports and stuff set up, would you do a battle report? Are you going to commit on camera?
Oh, man.
To doing a battle report? The store owner himself.
I would like to have visual or written proof of me promising anything.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Well, then should I not be recording any of this shit? Okay, so after the X-Wing tournament, which is the September 21st, so it's tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to at least walking in and seeing it because I think X-Wing is cool. You know, it's a neat little system. And then on the 28th, there's an Age of Sigmar tournament. Fellas, peoples at home, Age of Sigmar players, show up with the new Skaven stuff that we're about to talk about. There's still plenty of tickets available. Well, like I said last time, you won't get last place because I'm going to be there. So you can at least be in the top 8 or whatever, like that. Show up and play. And it's a 4th edition, which is, you know, it's pretty cool. It's a lot faster. If you've abandoned the game previously, 4th edition does a lot to fix the things that a lot of people were like not happy with.
Actually, we have, I don't know if it's going to be for this September 28th, but since I remember and I don't want to forget because I'm very forgetful, we actually have some prize support coming in for events from our good friends at Battlephone. And they're going to actually send us prize support for the events to just hand out. So come play in the tournaments because it doesn't matter if you win or lose, you could just win something.
You could just get some stuff, yeah.
Like you totally get like a custom cut Stormcast foam tray for your Lizardmen.
Hey, you had me in the first half.
Listen, you'll win. You'll win something. You'll win something. It's really exciting. I was talking to them this week, and they said they're going to send us stuff. I just need to finalize when they're going to send it. Might not have it for the 28th, but I know we have it something for the big 40K in November. But I'll try to get something for AOS as well. Next time we have an AOS on big one on the cards.
Well, I can tell you, this AOS tournament, I'm going to commit to it. This AOS tournament will have some prize support because I went digging through the back rooms and I found some old prize support stuff from years ago that's still cool. So you get some cool like legacy Age of Sigmar stuff. Maybe like a giant weird belt buckle that no one understands why they made that thing for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we still like a lot of those things.
Yeah, I don't even worry about.
That's all the events I had. And then I just
there was one other thing that we were talking about. We actually just had Malifaux. Malifaux has moved to Wednesday nights.
Yes.
I see there's this super cool video here.
And oh man, now I gotta edit this.
Right there. Yeah.
Fine. All right. I'll put the video in. You just watched it. Hooray! And if you're listening on the audio, you just listen to the audio of something you couldn't see for 30 seconds or so.
But it's super cool. I mean, Malifaux is always been great because it's a local company. Actually, just like off Canton Road, I think. So just way up the road a little bit.
Yeah.
And they moved their events to Wednesdays. And now through September, possibly through October, I can't remember what it says. You saw it in the video. I can't remember. When you buy in store, you keep your receipt and you send that off to Malifaux, you actually get a free alternate Mortimer.
Yeah.
Mortimer. Yeah,
and it's a good spooky game too. For spooky season, it's got a lot of spooky stuff in there.
One thing we don't talk about actually enough is the spooky season and our themes at the store.
That's true.
So if you come to the store, like you see our monthly theme. So right now, obviously for spooky season, we have all sorts of different themed foods, and we change it every month. And then every so often we bring back the Meteor.
And like
by popular demand.
It's the McRib or whatever it was.
No, it's a meatball sub.
The McRib. Well, the thing that every at McDonald's that they constantly are like, we're taking it
away.
And then people riot,
the
and
McRib.
they bring it back. Yeah.
But you don't want it too much. It's like Surge, right? Surge was gone for like 30 years, and then they brought it back, and he went insane for like 2 years now.
I know.
Or Jolt.
Guess who had a lot of Surge?
Or Jolt.
Oh yeah, Jolt.
Jolt was my jam in college. That was over 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I was raised by Surgeon Nintendo. Thanks, Mom. So like, absolutely, I'm
trying
the
to.
'90s kid.
What's funny is I'm trying to bring up the menu because I talked about it because it came to my head and now I don't remember.
Furiously scrolling through his phone. Well, while he does
Excuse me,
that,
sir. I'm furiously scrolling through kitchen department Slack.
the most exciting thing you viewers at home care about,
It's
the
literally
kitchen
just,
department Slack.
It's literally just sheets of we need to restock these foods today.
But you can get food at
Oh,
Giga-Bites.
we were out of beef on August 26th. Go figure.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway,
breaking
yeah.
news.
So anyway, check out Gigabytes because I can't find it, and there's super cool drinks and foods, and for you who don't know, we do coffee and smoothies and beer and sandwiches.
All at one thing.
All that
all in one
mixed together.
container.
We tried a donut smoothie once. It was terrible.
The Kaffa Smoother Beer.
If you really, really want to go deep cut,
Uh-huh.
go in and just ask for a Caligula.
No, but only at authorized locations.
Or the Miles High Club. The Miles High Club was good. I will tell you, the Caligula is like just going to rot your teeth off.
It's decadent.
Although I read today that sugar actually doesn't rot your teeth. It directly increases the bacteria and food, and that's what actually damages the enamel. It's not actually the sugar content directly.
So your medical advice then,
So
as a professional,
as a professional, eat all the sugar.
yeah, constantly eat sugar. You know what really likes sugar?
The weird things that pop up when you're trying to like feed your kids.
Yeah, I guess it's important.
I don't feed my kids sugar.
Well, wait a minute.
Much.
You've immediately contradicted you.
Much.
I don't think this guy's the real Surgeon General. I think this is all a lie.
Surgeon Lieutenant.
I'm a Sturgeon General myself. It's a fishy operation.
Hey! God, I hate that I got that.
David, rats. Rats, David. Rats. You were knocking them over. Now we can start knocking them over.
No, they'll see my phone.
Oh, no. So this is a big weekend for AOS stuff. You've pre-ordered a bunch. All the pre-orders are pulled aside, but there's still plenty of stock of some of it, and not a lot of stock of some of it.
We went so heavy. Yeah, so much place sold out.
Yeah.
So much.
There's not a lot of books, I'll be honest. I was kind of like, I might have to just go ahead and buy the one that we're about. Oh, here's the book. Yeah, sure. The book won't stand up on its own without causing a lot of calamity. It's also really reflective. It's just the most, everything is glossy. Why is Games Workshop? Here's a question for no one. Why is Games Workshop sometimes shrink wrapping and sometimes not shrink wrapping now? I don't understand the methodology behind this.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Why? The big ones. The big ones are not shrink wrapped.
Right?
The small ones are.
What's the Mr. James Workshop? What's the deal?
I'm gonna go with the more sneaky version that the smaller ones are easy to klepto.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, these are big sprues, and people are smart enough to break them in half.
It'd be really hard to just take a whole sprue out and then just walk out. I brought this from home.
Yeah.
This is my gray plastic sprue. You can contribute to your pile of shame.
I'm sorry, sir. Are you saying it's not likely for someone to have a bunch of unpainted gray plastic about them at the store? Please. You dust them, not no gamers.
Yeah, no, I've played a few war games. I've played a game.
I've been around.
I've done a few rounds of Battle Barbies in my day. And these guys are really cool though looking. They're like really cool looking.
These are really ugly Battle Barbies.
These are not pretty. These look like these look like Sid's toys. Like just right out of the box.
Scabies Rat Barbie.
Scabies. You reached for one. I just realized that's not even in frame.
Sorry, that's what I was looking at.
Oh man, that would.
There is more. Like there's so many rats, they don't fit on screen.
There's just too many. There's
This
actually
is like a new one.
Yeah, it is a new one.
Oh, is that Rounders?
No, it's a Brood Terror.
This is a new model. The new model is not even on screen.
There it goes. Yeah, we knew at some point.
The new model is not even on screen. This is the new model, the Brood Terror.
Yeah.
Oh, God, wow. This screen is really off.
I put 5 lights in to try to not have glare, but it's impossible to tell that.
You're trying to reflect off the G-Dub plastics.
Yeah.
And then you have these beautiful models when you want to talk about 30-year-old models. None of these are 30 years, but they're probably...
Think what was in times when this one came out.
So
it was right at
12 years, probably. These are probably 12-year-old models.
Yeah.
13?
I gotta say though, the ones that they put right out at the end of that, like Nagash and that, those hold
up
I
mean,
so
they're
well
great.
today.
Tank was great. The Vermin Lord's cool.
Oh, this isn't the Vermin Lord, David. This is the new guy.
Oh,
Yeah. Check this guy out. Zizix Scour. So if you're not up on your lore, guess what? Now you are. The Great Horned Rat is officially a Chaos God in Age of Sigmar. Like it's no longer is he just lurking around. He's right up there, equal to all the other ones. They all hate it except for Nurgle. It's like I knew that guy when he wasn't that cool because Clan Pestilence has always been tight. Rats and Disease. Who would have thought? The other ones.
Listen, if you're going to be able to pull the moon, if you're going to Despicable Me Gru, see the moon, and jam it into the Earth or old world, and blow it up, I think you deserve to be a Chaos God.
Not only
just going to say. That's a deep cut of old lore. Thank you very much, Joel.
Going into the AOS side, both times Nagash has almost come close to winning. Skaven have messed him up, like as is in the old world. Yeah. The guy, he needs to pay attention, clean out your gutters.
That's what I love in the old world when they're like, it's like, that Nagash guy's really bad. What do? We're going to release this dude and give him a knife. and then he's going to assassinate Nagash, and then later on we're going to assassinate him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how it works. This guy is the head of all the Skaven stuff. He's the prophet of the Horned Rat. He's really impressive on the tabletop in terms of rules and stuff. He's a priest. He can back up any of your Skaven factions. So if you're playing Pestilence,
But he is the size of a Vermin Lord. I have to look at this. I haven't seen this model yet. But he's literally the size of a Vermin Lord.
He's a little bigger. I think. I haven't built one yet.
I thought... Was Thanquol still alive or no?
Yes. Thanquol came out of the old world and was like, time to Skaven.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty cool.
Which, that does bother me because canon-wise, from the novels, Thanquol gets skinned by Archaon and his pelt is nailed to the walls of Middenheim.
Yeah, I think that they...
But only in the novels, not in the campaign book.
Interesting. Well, because they got to sell the guy. So they can't... It's if you haven't figured it out, Warhammer lore is kind of like comic books where a character will die, but eventually they're probably going to come back because it's cool to keep the cool characters in rotation.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's not the original Bone Ripper.
Answer on a postcard. Do you think Color Sergeant Kell's going to come back?
Did you say answer in a postcard?
Yes. Because I don't think Color Sergeant Kell's coming back. I don't think it works right there. Well, I don't think a man can be picked up by what's the bad guy? What's the bad guy? What's the big bad guy in?
Horus?
Not Horus. No,
Abaddon?
Abaddon. I think of Abaddon and have his spine ripped out of his back.
Yeah.
It's like the dude literally predatored him. Like...
Okay, so maybe not.
So he's probably not coming.
But a lot of the other ones, Titus came back, and now
you never saw a body. If you never see a body,
that's true. That's very true.
That is movie lore. Didn't see a body. You didn't see Thanquol's body in the novels. You just saw his belt.
Maybe it was a different Skaven.
Could be.
Could be. That Thanquol's he's a shifty guy, and we know that that's not the original Bone Ripper. That's like Bone Ripper.
Bone Ripper
5.
dies. If you've read the Gothric and Felix books, Bone Ripper's died like 3-4 times.
And they just roll out another one and they give him more arms and cannons.
It's like Roach in The Witcher.
Yeah.
Like the Roach is not Roach. It's like the 5th horse he's had.
The second time my horse in Red Dead Redemption 2 or whatever died, I named it Roach because I was like, I can't. I need to lean in on this because I accidentally drove my horse off a cliff. By the way, real life horses know not to do that.
Well, when you're sitting on a horse going beep 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 beep, it's going to go off the cliff.
I don't know that my
horse... your horse off.
I was just wondering what a horse goes beep 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 beep.
Usually when you're trying to drive it off a cliff.
Speaking of mushrooms. So there's also, did you see, look at this guy. Look, you got new Arch Warlocks. You got
he's new.
The new character, Kritok Foulblade. He's rare for Skaven because he actually wants his Skaven to survive battles, his underlings, so that they can get better and smarter, or that he can kill them later on. I think the coolest thing about this whole release, most of it is pretty cool, is this. Because it's the Acolyte Globadiers.
They're no longer heinous metal miniatures.
Oh my gosh. And so you had to run them in groups of 5, and you had to buy, they were in blister packs of like 1 or 2. So you had to go.
They're like $20.
Yeah. So to run one unit of a decent
This is only like 100.
Right?
No, that's a lie.
A steal.
I don't know how much this is.
But
I'm gonna guess like $41.25. No.
I'm gonna
$35.
I'm gonna say 45 because they upped their prices a little bit recently.
Answers on a rolled up manuscript put in a bottle, hand to a Sherpa who crossed the Himalayas to bring it to me.
Yeah, that's our only way we answer fan mail. So yeah, I'm excited that this I'm a Clan Pestilence guy, so like a lot of this stuff for me is like this is neat, but give me some playgrass that don't look like they have weird monkey parts attached to them. But it's a lot of really cool stuff. I know a lot of Skaven people are really excited about it because like again, your army now isn't half of your great grandfather's army and then half of your dad's army and then your army to get a competent list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I just need to just start afresh on Age of Sigmar. A big problem with Age of Sigmar is I didn't ever want to modify my models because I have legacy models.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's just so much. I
Yeah.
mean, you could do like a full like vampire army or I love the new free state stuff.
Oh,
Free
cities.
Cities?
The cities of Sigmar, yeah.
Are they free states? No, not free.
No, nobody's free in the Age of Sigmar. It's all
I like that. I think that's cool.
It's all pretty dour. It's a Warhammer game.
I
so
still can't get behind Stormcast though.
So do you not want to do the Stormcast episode when the big drop for that happens? They have birds.
I mean,
now.
I will do.
They ride giant bird dragons.
Birds all the time.
But now the birds are huge,
They're just
David.
like riding chocobos.
They're huge. I like the Griff bird thing. Dogs.
Tried. I couldn't get into it.
Well, that's okay because I'm into it. But yeah, you should do this. You know what? You know what's an easy way to play Age of Sigmar? If you're like this stuff's looking neat. How do I get into it?
Not everybody's mellow has to be the same, sir.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Check this out. The Spearhead. So this, I'm not going to get a commitment out of you because we're on camera. But Spearhead, you buy this, you build this. This is how I'm going to keep rotating it. This is how you play the game. it's just this, the board, some cards, like the stuff in the Spearhead pack, which is also available in store. Check out the links below. And you can play this. I've been playing a lot of Spearhead. The matches are like 30, 40 minutes at most once you kind of learn your
cool.
army.
Yeah,
It's
nice and cool.
really fast. It's really fun. And the armies are very, they're flavorful. They kind of play like you expect them to play. And it's just the one box. It's like $150. And then you've got an Age of Sigmar army that you can use, which is really cool. Because a lot of times that's been the price
That's what I
jump.
need to do. Yeah, I need to get in and play. I need to get in and have a realistic amount that you can build and paint. Because I think what kills most people, me, is like you get everything and you're like, I have to build all this and file it all and clean the mold lines and fill in the gaps and primer it and paint it and inhale the pain and pass out and wake up 4 days later and get back to it and you're like, oh,
you're like, where am I?
So hard, and why do I have this headache?
Oh, was I eating plastic? Yeah.
And if not, why not?
Go for it. Yeah, it's biodegradable.
We're all eating plastic.
Everything's biodegradable eventually, I think, except for like uranium and stuff like that. So get into Spearhead. We're gonna have a Spearhead tournament sometime early in December. We haven't put the date on it yet, but like it's really easy to play the game. It's really fun to play the game, like which brings back a lot of the back and forth fun action of Warhammer.
Triple H says all about the game and how you play it.
That's true. I gave a pause there so I can cut that out and put the little David's motivational message that he stole from Triple H, who you remember from Blade 3. That's
he wasn't Blade 3.
He wasn't Blade 3. Yeah. He did his move in Blade 3. Doesn't that
technically make him part of the Marvel Universe now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't that make Ryan Reynolds part of the Marvel Universe also?
Doesn't that make Ryan Reynolds part of WWE?
Does that make Wolverine part of the WWE?
Doesn't that make Deadpool part of WWE?
Does this go backwards? Does it work like that? Wait a minute. Okay, so crossover.
Couldn't we make a WWE team casting back and forward and call it Degeneration X Force?
I'm going right now to do that. That's perfect.
You're welcome. I haven't watched wrestling in like 20 years.
Yeah, me
Since
either.
college.
Is NWO still a thing? I haven't watched wrestling unless it's like when they pop back up to do weird promos now when they're all trying to recapture their glory, or
like when Hulk Hogan ripped his shirt off at the Republican convention.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah. It's good that he can still. He kind of struggled.
Don't ask me why I watched it. I did.
I also like watching things that I don't really want to watch. I like that he kind of struggled a little bit with it as well. You can tell. He's like, oh God, I guess they don't perforate it. Like I would think maybe at this point, Hulk, you can, Mr. Hogan, you can perforate the shirts a little bit. No one's gonna care. We know you can do it.
It makes a designer.
Yeah.
You got nothing left to prove, Hulk Hogan. You were a real American.
God, the American flag comes in behind us, an electric guitar comes out of nowhere.
The descent into insanity when you're just starting to quote like old 80s and 90s like quotes and stuff.
That's kind of
anyway. Let's move on from that, from my sadness. I'm gonna go cry in a corner.
You got a little shame pile going on over there. With that?
Yeah.
Oh no, you've revealed the things that were holding up the stuff. This guy's not part of it. I just like him.
What is he?
It's from Ghostfire Gaming. It's the little rat guy. He's from one of their games.
Ghostfire Gaming is one of our clients here at British Distribution.
See, it ties in. I just like
actually one of my favorite clients. Cool Australian people.
They are pretty cool. I like them. And I thought he had a little knife. Did the knife fall off? Well, he had a little knife, but
he's got a knife.
We've lost the knife that the rat had.
Yeah, we can get all that because they did Dungeons of Drakenheim, Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakenheim, Twisted Taverns, Stibble's Codex of Companions.
I think that's what that's from.
More stuff to there's like 50 SKUs. It's insane. Like,
it's a whole.
We fulfill a lot of orders every day.
Sunken Isles.
Sunken Isles.
That's my favorite setting.
Necronomicon.
Oh yeah. Necronomicon.
Questonomicon. Necronomicon is from Evil Dead.
It's a book. You should read it. It's a Barada? That joke's for 4 people. Check this out though. So you know what rats like to forage for? Wait, hold on. I just said do the joke over. Pretend that didn't happen. I'm gonna just go in on this. You know what rats like to do?
You just go boop. Take 2.
Take 2. More editing I'm not gonna do. You know what rats like to do? They like to forage in orchards and groves.
I hope this is the right side up.
Well, I mean, you can take it out.
Why did I just do Nintendo sound?
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of mushrooms.
Anyway,
speaking of mushrooms, it all ties together.
Oh my God! Do you want to know what ties together? It's kind of awesome, actually. Really. So my son,
rope.
like all. Whoa.
Rope ties together.
Rope does tie together. Ties you in knots. Hilarious.
He
I never picked up on this though. Noah's gotten big into Sonic now. Like he was big in Nintendo and he was big in Pirates and big in Jurassic Park, and now he's big in Sonic. And I never noticed at the most heinous place in the world that they all hate going to, like his last resort, and where he sends this movie's like 8 years old, so no, 5 years old. It was 2020. Spoilers.
Four
Is at the
years
end of the
ago.
movie they send Dr. Robotnik to the Mushroom Planet.
Yeah.
And that's what they all make fun of for the whole movie is the Mushroom Planet. I only caught onto it the other day. I was like, oh, right, yeah, Mario and the
Yeah.
Mushroom Planet, yeah.
That rivalry goes all the way back to like me being on the playground and the kid with the Genesis being like, it's better, it's got better graphics. Me being like, but the Nintendo Super NES has this. Remember those days? Remember
Yeah, when Sega was better.
Remember
and
that
yeah,
mattered?
Sega is better.
We've got the rivalry going.
Ever since my Sega Master System and I was able to play Dick Tracy, and you'd run along with a side scroller, and then you could actually do is I just keep shooting all the windows because it would like make a bullet shape, but it would like fill the whole like obviously square, so you'd have to shoot the whole window.
You've sold me on it. I like.
I was like 8.
I like whatever the Sega thing was, where you would put the Sega thing, and then you had like another cartridge, and then you put a cartridge on top, and then you'd put another thing in it.
Oh, that was when you had the Master System and you wanted to play Mega Systems games in the Master System.
Yeah.
So you had to get the converter to put the Mega System games in the Master System. I don't know if they were called those things in America. That's what they're called in Ireland.
You're right. This is a way better system than plugging in something and hitting go on a N64.
I'm sorry, I had Suikoden. That's all that matters to me.
Is that how you say that?
Wait, no, that was PlayStation 1.
Yeah, yeah, haha. The
real
winner,
no,
Sony.
No, Mega Drive had Shining Force.
Oh, I remember Shining Force. Yeah,
great. I love Shining
I
Force.
always thought it was Suikoden.
Suikoden.
Am I?
I have no idea.
I have
everything wrong.
No one knows that. Yeah,
I'm foreign. I can get away with.
it's true. So check out back to the thing we were talking
back to
about.
what we're actually talking about.
So these are some bestsellers from the side of publishing that we do, Giga-Bites Games. I'm not wearing the shirt. I'm wearing one of the Giga-Bite shirts.
I'm sure the link is scrolling down below.
We've got the links are all below for this stuff where you can buy this. These are all I can say from the sales side of things. Bestsellers, as in they fly off the shelf. Orchard has been out of stock for a while because we had to get a reprint going.
Yes, and that was like the 5th reprint.
Yeah, this thing is this is good stuff. These are all little solo play games, but you can also play them head to head against each other if you wanted to.
I wonder, do we have a video of Orchard?
We're going to. The link will be below because we haven't quite recorded it yet because we're recording it after this.
Oh, okay.
Because we had to wait for the games to show up.
I'm trying to lead them into the ads.
Oh yeah, do we have an ad? We have ads for those. Check them out. I don't know if we have ads for those, but we'll find out.
Pass me one.
Oh, now I do have to edit this.
Yeah.
Well, we have Grove, we have Forage. So Forage is the brand new one. So Orchard is this is my favorite part. This is the Harvesting Trilogy, and it even says on the top of Forage the final installment of the Harvesting Trilogy.
So you grow your orchard, and you're picking up your fruits and stuff, and then in Grove, and a funny squirrel comes to try to steal your stuff, and you get a wheelbarrow to try like lift your fruits.
Yes.
And then in Forage, the rats appear, apparently. I don't know the rules.
So
it's a 9-card solo game, so you can play by yourself, or if you have multiple copies, you can actually play against somebody.
Yeah.
There is rules. Grove to play multiplayer.
They all can be done multiplayer now.
And like they're great. Like I hear people say, I just throw it in my bag, and when I'm going to work, I'm just sitting around like just 9 cards, and you score, and you just go again. So each of them has little rooms. So yeah, this one has blackberries and mushrooms and chestnuts.
They also add a different little mechanic every one. So like Orchard, Grove kind of expands on that with a different way to do recipes. Forage kind of doubles that with a way to do different types of scores and manipulations. So you don't have to play them in sequential order. You won't miss the storyline of Forage if you don't watch Grove. But they all kind of are a little different. So if you're getting the box set,
they're all soft reboots.
They're all and they're speaking of the quality of the cards, which you weren't. But the quality of the cards is actually really good.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. This is gonna make some good audio. We're gonna shake them all directly into the microphone. Yeah.
This is ASMR. Yeah, that'd be $9.99 on OnlyFans.
Look at the little swirl.
They're really nice. Like they're very, very high quality. I'm actually really interested that the Orchard one actually says it's colorblind friendly.
Oh, that would be because of the colors that they use on there. If you're the reason is because look, if you're colorblind, the symbols are different.
Oh,
so,
they look like fruits.
Depending on if you have a certain type of color blindness or entire color blindness, and
they
got little guys in there.
Can't really see because it's tiny.
Little squirrels. Well, there's a cool picture of that just popped up on screen. I am doing so much work on this episode
so much
now.
work. You're forced to do something.
Oh, this is the rest of my day.
Yeah.
But anyway, really cool games. Check them out. You can get the box set right now. If you don't have one of the other ones, if you have one of them, they all individually are back in stock, so you can pick them up.
So they're $20 a piece. I'm sorry, inflation exists and things are expensive. So they're $20 a piece, or you get all 3 of them for $50. So if you already own one, buy the 3-pack anyway and just gift the game you have to a friend.
And then you can play the multiplayer.
And then that person buys the 3-pack, and then they have one. They have to gift their one to a friend, and so the cycle continues.
Yes.
Never ending. It follows.
kind of like growing trees and harvesting fruits and stuff. And they come in this cute little box. And retailers, if you're watching this, it does have UPC and scan stuff on the bottom, so you can display this
Yes.
and also scan it correctly. It comes straight
And
wrapped,
it's
but
a
we've taken it
unique
apart.
UPC. It doesn't match what's on the games. Hooray!
Yay!
I actually thought if a retailer really wanted to be kind of like sneaky about it, he could actually buy the 3-pack and then break it out and sell the pieces individually and make $10 extra.
You've cracked the code.
Cracked the code. One might almost think I would have done it myself.
Oh, wait a minute.
Don't do that. It'd be terrible.
Cut to a pile
But I
of
mean,
shrink wrap in the corner.
the 3-pack case is really nice as well. So like, you know.
Yeah, it's if you like solo play games and you or multiplayer, since they all have that mode as well,
If
definitely
you like,
check this out.
If you like playing with yourself.
Yes. Well, now I have to edit this in. Do we have a video of that now? I just got some coffee. Thanks. A little bit of coffee on that. So yeah, definitely go get this. And we do have videos. We're going to do some head-to-head competitions in the next day or so filming on this. Maybe I can get you to come in and do a head-to-head competition with us. But, we'll get him. We'll get him some point.
Someday.
We'll get him one day.
In the series finale.
The series finale. The rambles just stop and then start back up. Like the car in the musical intro. Like we're just
doing pretty good.
Yeah.
As long as we start filming before noon, we're good.
we're on time.
Yay.
We started filming before noon.
All right, what else we got? So
I had
many new releases today. We have a few more Giga-Bites. You can check them out, gigabitesonline.com. I know there's a few games that we didn't bring, like Deep Shell, and other games that I can't think off the top of my head. We have Endeavor Deluxe in stock.
There's also some cool stuff. There's going to be like the Wild Sea RPG, some of the stuff from Bridge that came over to Giga-Bites.
Yes.
Pillage the Village is over there, I think now. Inns and
Ooh,
Outcasts.
Inns and Outcasts.
Like, got a lot of cool stuff like that. So go check it out. Check it on the website because it's all that neat stuff. I have a question, but I don't know if it's if you've been playing some Space Marine 2.
I have beaten the first mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, the secret was to just leave the cinematic rolling, and I've just finally decided to work. And then I just looked at the cinematic on YouTube, so I knew what was happening.
Start the game, minimize, pull up YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch the YouTube video.
No,
legitimately,
that's what I did.
Yeah, it works. You know what? I just still hit my PlayStation button.
Not
And the real winner of the console wars, whichever one you have that you like.
I've been playing Resident Evil 4 on PlayStation.
I haven't either because I played it on everything else.
No, I did. That's what I'm playing on right now. And the Chainsaw Man killed me, and I can't get away from it.
In the very first part.
Yeah, because I'm really bad at controls.
Is it still tank controls? Because that's kind of like the.
Yeah, it's really hard.
That was the challenge of that game.
Really hard.
Wasn't the guys that could hear you when you made a noise. It was the fact that you were trying to drive Leon, and he's like, and then he would just run into something.
You're aiming him. I did turn on aim assist because I was like, I can't do this.
My favorite part is like, oh no, a zombie. Like just trying to get the.
This is better than like the Resident Evil 2 old one where a zombie comes and you're like,
oh man,
me back up.
I love Resident Evil 1 and 2 and like Code Veronica and that level of
Code
stuff.
Veronica is probably my favorite.
But those controls, when you go back to them, they do not hold up. They're so difficult. The remasters did a better job. I'm a master of unlocking.
You're almost a Jill sandwich.
We need to do a whole show. What we need to do is do a whole show on the Resident Evil movies. Because when
I was like 15, I actually created a whole website that like spelled out all the lore of Resident Evil. It was all like HTML. It was like this is the 90s.
Please tell me
this
it's still
is
out
the
there.
advent. I have no idea. I wouldn't say so. It was the advent because I remember I was playing Age of Empires on the MSN Gaming Zone. So dial up.
That's a thing that definitely still exists.
And I made a whole website and I had all like the clip art and cut art pieces in. It was very good. I was impressed with myself when I think back on it. I had skill.
Yeah. I have a legacy of like GeoCities websites left in my wake of like back in the day. Do you remember? This is boy, we're gonna date this one real fast. This question doesn't matter anymore. We're talking about old internet stuff. Do you remember like web rings as a concept? Where it was like you would read one thing like planetnamek.com, I'm DBZ guy, and then you would go down to the bottom and it would be like part of the DBZ web ring and you could click and it would go to the next site in that. It was like before search engines really did a good job.
Yeah.
You could just find stuff and go through them.
It's going in the rabbit hole.
Yeah. I used to if you've ever watched Dragon Ball Z AMVs, which I gotta say you've probably watched one I made.
I'm more of a POV PMV guy.
Yeah. I'm more of a POS. Point of sale because I'm a sales guy. Hey.
I do it now. I do it now with Wikipedia. Like I'll have like 20 screens open because I'll just keep clicking on the links on Wikipedia.
Yeah, earlier Ryan and I were trying to figure out what the successor chapter in Space Marine 2. Hey, the question's back on the table. What the successor chapter in Space Marine 2 was that's not Ultramarines, but it's black and white, and we opened up the lexicon. No, it's Omega Marines. Yeah. And we were trying to figure it out.
They're all dead.
Well, but you can dress up as one.
I get. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can color scheme it basically.
Pretty sure, yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Mega Marines are dead because they were a chapter on the west side, and they got taken out by
East side.
Corsairs. No, I think they're at Corsairs. No, I think they were near the Maelstrom, which is like Galactic North, and I think Corsairs took them out.
Oh. All I know is we pulled up the Warhammer Lexicon.
I could be wrong.
Lexiconicon.
That might be Alpha Marines.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I pulled up a list of successor chapters, and it was like
Answers on three-legged donkey slapped on the rear and told to run.
Just run.
That's where you have your answers.
Yes, you go find that donkey.
That's an Ultramarine symbol on it.
There's a lot of Space Marine chapters. If you've painted a Space Marine in any colors, it's
one
probably
might say there's almost 1,000.
Oh, is there 1,000?
That's what they say, and there's more now because they just keep making more. Because now the Ultramarine founding just happened, and they're just like, yeah, new chapters. If they die, what's it matter?
Yeah, just get some more paint a pauldron a different color. Some of the variations are great because it's like this is an Ultramarine successor chapter. Why? Well, because they have a little red here, so it's a completely different thing. It's like that. Okay, I guess yeah. You know, however you painted them is how you painted them. Is there one that you would want in Space Marine 2? I brought it back around. That you would want
to keep trying
to play as.
Well, Howling Griffins.
The what?
Howling Griffins.
I'm gonna have to trust you that that's one. Ryan, is that a thing?
Howling Griffins. Yeah, Google it. It's yellow and red cross sections.
Oh.
They were the guys who were hunting. Well, so they are. I think they're an Ultramarine successor. Yeah, or no, they might have been a Dorn. I think they're a Dorn successor because they're in the
tank.
They're in the Soul. Yes, they're in the Soul Drinkers novels because they fight Soul Drinkers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they're like red and yellow cross sections, so they're really easy to have to paint.
This just in from our off-screen news correspondent.
And they are
from the Ultramarines. They're from the Ultramarines.
Yes, and they're like red and yellow.
Red and yellow with a griffin on the side.
Oh,
yeah, see,
cool.
You're welcome.
Well, cool. That's a pretty cool one.
Don't test me on my knowledge of war hamsters.
I'm drinking out of the failed head
I have a
mug.
Poured in my office.
Yeah, I know we need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
They're not good mugs.
Aww.
But I mean, they're fun. But let's be honest. All of this recession.
Was I the best mug?
Brother.
No.
The Terminator program has gone wrong. I'm just ahead. Oh, good times.
Jail Nobra.
I'm hoping that with DLC they add in to do like trader chapters, like actually, because you can get the sigils
You can
and
already
stuff
play
right
Dark
now.
Angels.
But,
Don't
some real inside baseball. I'm just gonna pretend that I know that that's the thing.
worry, every 40k player just cringed.
Good.
So it's all they want.
But Warhammer players love to cringe because we are kind of cringe guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what we're better than?
But anyway, I'm going with Howling Griffins.
Howling Griffins.
Final answer.
That's a good final answer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I want World Eaters, but I want to have some spikes and stuff, like because they're all right now they're sticking to the same design of the Primaris Marines.
Yeah.
I give us some cool like spikes, you know, some.
Who says spikes? Give him spikes.
Give me. I mean, we
What's
know
that from
the Spice Girls movie.
Army of Darkness.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
we're all the way back to Evil Dead.
That's a good place to go back to.
Give him spikes, and then the thing starts closing around.
Yeah. Army of Darkness was a great movie on animatronic skeletons, where there's just a guy clearly holding it and walking like
when
this.
it's the one walking along and he's like playing the
Now I love the guy playing the flute. How is he doing air? How is any of that work? It doesn't matter. I've had that fight about Age of Sigmar when you have like the zombie musician. Do you remember that model?
Yeah.
He has a face stretched over a piece of board and he's hitting it with a stick.
Oh yeah.
I have several questions.
Yeah.
Who told him to do that?
I have that question every day at work.
With all the musicians.
Who told him to do this?
Who told him to do that? Does he know he's a musician? Is he inspiring the other zombies? What is the I mean, I know it's because you had to have command. So you had to have the banner bearer and the musician, but like, what do the zombies do with that? What?
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah, he's like...
And it doesn't, that's not how a drum works because he's put it over just a board. So it's just going thoop, thoop, thoop.
Like...
Does he have rhythm? Or there's so many questions on the zombie musician on that. So
when you say does he have rhythm, I'm just thinking of a whole regiment that's just going like that as they walk towards you.
Oh yeah, a thrilling regiment. Yeah. So if you know what the zombie musician should do, travel back in time to 1994, log into your Netscape navigator, and send us an email to our AOL account.
Rufus.
Oh,
it was a Bill and Ted reference.
Yeah, it was like
traveling back in time. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Look, they're not all gold.
They're not. Listen, you didn't come to this show for.
They're not all gold.
You didn't watch the show.
They're not all
so, if you've made it here, though, I think that's everything we kind of had. That was my.
Yeah, we really just talked about
nothing
nothing for an hour.
Cool. I thought I was about to come back in front of the camera. That was
cool.
really funny.
All right, so we got cool events, we got cool games.
Cool games.
We got
Buy
rats.
some Skaven. Paint some
Cool
rats. Play with some rats. These don't actually touch real
Joe's
rats.
waiting in the wings with some cool whip.
We got some Cool Whip coming
Cool
in. Sweet. Well, we're gonna go and have a delicious Cool Whip dinner because sugar doesn't rot your teeth. Rats do.
Oh, that's the title.
That's the time.
Goodbye.
That's it. We got it. Thanks for joining us. I'm Zach.
I'm still David.
Goodbye.